Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunday night or Monday morning, wherever you may be in the world. It probably could even be Monday night for all I know. But welcome to another session of getting messages of love from above, from Spirit, and see what they have to tell us all. So I'm excited for that. And before we get started, I do want to send love out to the world because it could always use a little more. And if you'd like to join me, I would love that. No pressure. If you're watching this on replay, you can still join us outside of time and space. And because that love energy knows no time or space, not bounded by anything, we'll meet out there and give love to the world. So I'm just going to take a big, deep breath, come back to this moment. Just let that love from above just flow down into our hearts, fill us up, and flow out to the world. And if you are in need of love tonight, for your heart, your body, your mind, for a situation in your life, or for someone else, we send love now. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me. And we will get started. I do want to make sure everyone knows. I'll just post the playlist here for the um, giveaway playlist. At the very top is a weekly, like a special announcement about a weekly drawing that I have for a free 30-minute personal recorded reading. And it tells you how you can enter that. I draw them every Sunday. And already made the announcement for last week's. So you can definitely enter for next week's, though. So you can already do that. And yeah, that's what we have there. Also, December monthly readings are out. Just want to make sure everyone knows that those are available. So if you're looking for, like, what is in store for me, it's for each individual zodiac sign. And you can check, of course, your moon sign for your emotions, your sun sign just for your life, Mars, if you know your Mars sign, for your relationships with masculine, Venus for love, and with feminine, and all sorts of stuff. So check them out and enjoy those. They're all free. All right. So we are done there. And let me just double check here. We're looking good there. Let me just pop out the chat and we'll get going here and see what Spirit has for everyone. And of course, the list does get quite long, quite fast. And so if you are wanting to make sure your reading is reached, um, of course, donations do get priority. I'll go down the list in order for free readings. And then if there is a donation, then I do pop out, do that, and then I pop back in order and keep going down the list. So there you go. Your public service announcement has been complete. So there we go. All right. And thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up you've already given the video. It just helps spread the Zen love. And so thank you for being part of the tsunami of love that we send out to the world. All right. So Anya Ahuya, you are up first. Yes. All right. So let's take a look here. And you would like to know if Igor is going to ask you out. All right, let's take a look here. So, is Igor going to ask you out? You know, I don't see that happening. Mainly because you do have the tower that comes in here. And the tower is about things being moved out of your life on purpose for you to make room for new things coming in. And I feel like that they are being moved out, or at least being kept from moving in because you do have the movement of cups, which is the Knight of Cups. So there is love coming your way. And I feel like they're blocking Igor because there's something more in tune with your life and where where you want to head, and someone more in alignment with your future that you don't know yet. I feel like this is someone brand new. And while you're waiting for the new love to come into your life, they do have the king of it says the spirit of swords, but it is the king of swords, which is about your thoughts and your mind and really getting into understanding what your expectations are around yourself and others and a relationship in general. What is all around that? What restrictions do you have? What fears do you have around it? Because now is the time, while the pause is happening and things are slowly moving, the spirit's doing that for you to look into your self-love and to look into your own heart, because the more self-love you have and the more understanding and the restrictions that fall away, the more you're in alignment and at that vibration to attract in this other love that's more in alignment with where, like I said, your soul is wanting to head. So I don't feel Igor is um, the person. I feel like there's someone new coming in, and that's why that's kind of like a block with them right now. So that's what they have for you, Anya. So it's good, just know that whenever that tower happens, it happens for you, not to you. So it's like having an old shack that you're attached to. It's like, this is the only shack I have, and the shack catches on fire, and you're like, oh no, the shack is on fire. And then they replace it with a big mansion, like a castle, and you're like, I'm glad the shack burnt down because I get a castle." And so that's the difference that they're showing me in my head. So that's what they have for you, Anya. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. Right? Self-love. You are up, I believe. Yes, you are. Yes. So, what is your life's purpose? What would spirit like you to know about your life's purpose? Wow. Okay. You got the Naked Heart, the unique card for this deck. So I will read that to you, and because it's pretty powerful, and I like to read it at least one time if it shows up in a reading. So we'll start off with that. Would you like to see the card, maybe? So you got this beautiful card, and you have this beautiful moth up here. He has a special message for you too. So regarding your life purpose, yeah, because the card is about connection, purpose, and higher self. I'm not kidding you. It says it right here. I'll show you. I'll even show you so you can even see it. And then you have it all that I'm about to read too if you screenshot it, but be careful. Copyright, but I'm not charging for it, so that's all right. So it says, I radiate at a pure vibrational level, calling in all that I need at this time to stay in alignment with my path. The universe is highlighting my gifts and asking me to trust myself and my intuition. As I listen to what my heart needs, my natural essence comes forth to be nurtured, and I innately connect with my calling and purpose. Comparing myself to others does not serve me and will only knock me out of my flow. I was given the exact proportion of amazing, otherwise, I would not exist. My path may not always feel easy, but it will feel right. When I shine bright, I am the spark to someone else's light, and I inspire others. The crystal recommendation for that, if you are into crystals, is Aqua Aura Quartz. And that Luna Moth, he whispers to you, you are brave and beautiful. Fly out of the darkness and into your light. And if you feel disconnected from your heart, you can ask yourself, is my ego leading my path instead of my heart? And I do like that for you. I mean, it's so perfect because you were asking about your life purpose, and this is all about purpose, 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 following your heart, following your guide, following, where you would go and go those directions. I feel like uh, living your heart's purpose will take you in a different direction because I do feel like you having a new birth that's coming in here. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, really getting in tune with your heart and, moving in this, direction of more in tune with that. It's without the Earth Mother, which is the Empress in regular tarot, comes before the Emperor and the Hierophant, which Mother Nature is all about free flowing and not a lot of rules out there besides the natural rules of nature. But the Emperor comes in, and whenever you get a large group of people together, they put in rules and laws. And you understand if you live in a town, you're just like, I've got my town laws, my state laws, my um, national laws, the blah blah blah. It's just like, oh, there's rules, rules everywhere. And then the Hierophant is the spiritual leader. When they bring a lot of people together, they create a lot of rules to organize religion to get people on the same page. A lot of rules, rules, rules. And I love the Earth Mother for you because it's like getting out of all the mindsets of the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos. All the dream that was given to you in your head by humans who didn't know what they were doing either when they gave it to you, said, "Here's your dream," and you're like, "Yay, this is my dream!" And you wake up every day going, "Oh crud, I got to go live my dream today," and that's not your dream because your heart is bringing to you what how you uniquely want to share your love with the world. And you're going to have things moved out of your way on purpose, for a purpose, to make room and clear the pathway for you to move forward. And it is very much about you finding your wholeness and your completeness within you. And you have the spirit here. This beautiful flamingo represents spirit, who's always with you in this. Usually it's like a big garden and there's someone there with a bird, which the bird represents the spirit world, that you're never alone. They're with you, helping you find your wholeness and your completeness within you. And so your life purpose you will find within your heart, and yeah, and connecting to your higher self as well. Let me see, what was this other card here? Yeah. And they're reinforcing here, cutting away the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets that no longer serve you. You have new ideas, new imagination that comes in, new opportunities opening up for you in the outside world as well. So they really are talking about connecting to your intuition, connecting to your higher self, connecting to spirit. Get out of your mind and into your heart, and you'll start to see what is it that makes your high heart sing. How do you uniquely want to share love with the world? You might even have an inkling of like, yeah, if money was no object and blah 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 was there and blah blah blah, I would love to do this. Well, put it to spirit. Start allowing them to remove the things and the blocks out of your life and bring things in, and get out of the mind and the restrictions on how it would have to happen, and just go, hey, this is what I want to do. How can we make it happen? I'm not going to restrict you. Bring it in whatever way you want. Let's do it. And with that energy change, it does bring that in. So, um, when individuals ask about what's my life purpose, I wish they would just tell me, oh, it's to be a computer operator doing this and this and this. Oh, easy. Okay. But they're like, the journey, the finding out, the searching of the heart is like a big piece of the journey and the enjoyment of the adventure. And so that's why they just tell you, they point you to, it's in there. You're like, "In here? Yep, it's in there." "Well, tell me what it is." "Just go check it out. It's a surprise." And that's what they have for you, self-love. So, many blessings to you. All right. Let's take a look here. All right. All right, Neptune, thank you so much for your donation, and we will, go to you next. So thank you so much, and then we'll come back in order and Rishi, you'll be the next free reading. And thank you again so much for the donation. I really appreciate that. And so how do they feel about your gift? Like your gift, how do like your gift of spirit, or did you give someone a gift and you want to know what they feel about the gift that you gave? Well, spirit will know. I don't need to be nosy. Let's take a look here. And we'll see what spirit has to say for you here. Just making sure I didn't miss anyone else. Nope. Okay. So let's take a look here. Glad that made you laugh. Okay. So let's take a look here. You've got a couple sets of cards here. Hey, Garnet. So the first three cards that came out here, I mean, I do like this. You got the Six of Wands, which is recognition and victory. And so, it is a very welcomed thing. So they do like that. Um, I like here too how it's interesting because you've got this the Six of Swords is about movement of old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking, and the Seven right after it, which is about questioning thoughts and beliefs about what is stealing things from our lives, right? And so this is like the I feel like it maybe was unexpected what was received, and but it made him go, "Oh, wow." It's almost like when you get a gift of something when you're like, I "Oh, I didn't even think I wanted that until I got it," and they're just like, "Oh, wow, this is cool." It was like maybe it's something they wouldn't get themselves or that they wouldn't like they weren't expecting, and now it took them aback for a moment, but then they're just like, "Oh," and it is very much, well received. Um, Interesting. Let me see what this is about here, because you got the moon, and then you have okay. So this is about timing, 'cause, this is usually about balance, but I love that it's an hourglass shape, and the moon is all about the cycles, and I feel like it was also perfect timing. It's like, um, it's gonna meet a need, it's going to really be in alignment with, like, how they could use it, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this was, like, great that this, came right on time," you know? And so I like that. I didn't see that until I put the cards up there, which is cool. And, and then there's the, uh, death and rebirth with wish fulfillment card, which is interesting. It's like, when you it's like a wish come true, and, um, and now it's time for a new wish, is what I feel. It's like there was a wish, and then the gift came, and then, okay, wish fulfilled, and it's like, "Okay, now what's next? What's the next wish that comes through?" And so, I really like that. So, it really feels like it was welcomed, it took them off guard, but then it realized it's perfect timing, and now they're like, "What's next?" You know? So I do like that. So that is what they have for you, Neptune, on how they felt about your gift. Um, so I do like that. And, hopefully that resonated. All right. So thank you again for your donation. Very, very much appreciated. And you are very welcome. All right. So we are good here. And let me just continue forward. Very good. All right. Yes, Jalen, send it, send it. We will all take it. Thank you. All right. So back in order for the free readings, Rishi, you are up, and I'm doing well. Thank you for always asking. And you'd like a general reading? Absolutely. And I do feel, wow, drawn to all four piles, but we're going to go with the angels and ancestors because that's the first one I was drawn to. Let's see what they have for you. Let me just move this over here so I can see it a little better. Yeah, maybe right here is good. All right. Let's see what they got. What do they have for you? What would you like Rishi to know? Okay. This is the one right here. And you've got the drum card, the dream and journey. I like it. Beautiful card. And let's see what that brings in for you here. I believe those are in the back. Yep, there it is. So it says, journey inwards to uncover insights and information that will be important for your path, and then follow the guidance. So turn inward. In shamanic traditions in all four corners of the world, the drum is recognized as the main tool used by medicine men and women to direct their will and to aid meditation. A drum beat can become hypnotic and send those listening into an altered state that can allow them to journey to the spiritual realms and meet their guides. When the drum card appears in a reading, there are opportunities for you to dream or to bring an inner vision into reality. You are very connected to the other worlds at this time, and the wisdom and intelligence of the earth and her magic surrounds you. The drum, which echoes the sound of Mother Earth's heartbeat, has cleared the cobwebs and dust from your inner vision. And what you have seen in your dreams and inner vision is not imagination, but guidance, particularly if it has been coming to you repeatedly and has the potential to become reality. Dreams come true. Know it and live it. I like that for you because I know you've been really doing a lot of connecting to spirit, and I do like them saying that it's not imagination. Believe it. So I like that. What a great message for you, Rishi. So many blessings to you. All right. So we'll continue going down the list here. Just let me make sure. Yep, we are doing good. And Wave Killer, JH, you are up next. So let's take a look here. I want to know, how does Chris feel towards you? All right. So what is going on here with Christopher or Chris? That could be short for Christine. All right. Anything else? Well, when the Tower card comes out, it can mean a lot of things in a lot of different ways, but it generally, of course, is about a change of things moving in a different direction, things being moved out of your life to allow other things to come in. But I don't feel that much like it's not like they're leaving. I feel like there's things that are happening in both of your lives that just put things on hold a little bit between you guys. And let me show you why. Because you got the Four of Pentacles, which is about this instability of the outside world that eventually turns us inward to find our stability inward and upward in something eternal, something unconditional, which is the love from above. And it's about this solidification. I don't know if that's a word. I just made it up if it is. But it's about this uh, need to find the stability in the outside world in both of your cases. So I feel like something comes in and rattles your worlds to where you're like, wow, I got so busy and I have all this stuff and there's all this stuff that needs to be done, and you're both like so engaged in stuff in the outside world that it's just taking time for things to unfold, and I just feel they are so distracted by what's going on in their outside world if you're not. But I kind of feel like it's on both sides, that there's a stuff that's happening that's demanding your attention in the physical world, that you don't just have this energy and time. Definitely on their part, I feel like that's what's going on, you know. And not that what and this may not be what happens, but they're showing me is like it would be like someone's house getting struck by lightning, literally struck by lightning, and they have to spend all their energy and time to help repair and get things and contact insurance and this, and they had to, replace stuff and blah blah blah. It's just like when it's like that type of energy where it's like something demands attention. You can't just go, I'll blow it off because there's a hole in my wall. It's like, no, I got to get that taken care of. And I just feel like there's this type of thing and with family and home and this and that and this and that. It just feels like one thing after another is hitting. And they have the Ace of Swords here, which is about connecting to the higher realms. It is also about new communication. So I feel like there will be communication coming forward in here, but I feel like right now it's so much about distraction and over there. And when that happens, like when they are taken off in a direction, and let's say this isn't happening to you and you don't have a ton happening in yours, it means there's this pause happening. And then what spirit is having you do is look at your expectations around yourself in relationships or just in general, um, your expectations around relationship, your expectations on them, and see what kind of restrictions can be removed. How can we um, bring down less expectations? And so you're able to see more of who you are in a positive way instead of focusing on who you're not, and also focusing on what they are, and and less about who they're not being. Because when we meet people, when we first meet them, we think they're wonderful because we have like little expectations on them. It's just like you bump into someone and you're like, wow, they're amazing because I'm not expecting anything. But the more we spend time with them, we start to date or whatever, those expectations keep going up, and they somehow are becoming less and less amazing over time because the distance between our expectations and who they're being is shortening that gap to eventually I always say when we get married, it bumps up and we're like, why are they not being so amazing anymore? What happened to them? And it's all about expectations and the fears that we have around relationships and what someone's actions mean. And so I feel like that is what spirit is wanting you to know right now. Anything else to add? Yeah. Yeah. Because that brings you, when you do that work, then it brings you peace of mind because you've let expectations go. You've connected and you're sleeping here on the Ace of Swords because you've been able to release a lot of that. And then you do find new levels of love that come in. But I feel like there's this pause happening because it's important to do that, because if we don't, then we get what we always got, which usually when us humans are all given all these expectations, we end up having battles in relationships trying to make people be who we think they're supposed to be. And if we stop appreciating what people are, then who wants to be in a relationship like that, right? It's like being in a job where you go every day and they tell you what a bad job you're doing. How long do you stay there? First chance you have to get out to somewhere else who appreciates you, you go. And that's what happens in relationships too, at least in my experience and from what Spirit is saying. But that's what they have for you right now, Wave Killers. So uh, interesting. But that's what they want you to know for today. So many blessings to you. All right, Jazz, you are the next free reading coming up. All right. So you want a general love reading for JM and you. All right, let's take a look here. See what else they have for you today. What would they like you to know about love? Okay. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay. Yeah. So we've got, I know, don't no, not the death card, but it's death to thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are stealing your joy, stealing this bond, stealing away from your relationship. Because you guys also got the ace, not ace, innocence of swords, which is the page of swords. And so this is about new thought and new belief and really looking at things from a higher perspective to cut away these expectations, cut away these um, beliefs about self, this belief about others. Just what is the fear that's there? Because that's what steals our joy. That's what steals our gratitude. That's what steals the love and opportunities in our life. It's like it just like I was talking about it when we focus on these whispers about who someone's not being and what does that mean about me and blah 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 and blah blah blah. It just keeps going and going, right? And we tend to focus on what we're trying to fix that's not going right instead of focus on what is worth grateful for and thankful for and what we do want in our life. So I feel like with that innocence of swords, the page of swords, there is this ending of the old ways of looking at things, which brings in new energy, brings in new thought and new ways of perceiving and looking at it. Oh yeah, you did have wands. I was like, why am I talking about wands? Because you do have it. You have the page of wands. New power coming in, new energy coming in, new passion coming in. And it lets the old ways of thinking, these old emotions that have kind of maybe become stagnant and not really fulfilling, it brings in this higher love, this higher passion with it too. And and it's kind of like we were talking with Wave Killer, and you can glean on this too, is that nothing changes someone like sincerely telling them what you appreciate about them with no intentions, just from the heart and sincerely, not making stuff up because they smell it a mile away, right? When you make crap up, um, it's just like they're like, yeah, and it's not, And I learned this in the. They're reminding me of some training that I got in the corporation I was with. When you're complimenting, like your employees or partners and anyone, if you just go, "I think you're great," it's like, "Oh, really? Thanks." This is, no effort putting into it, right? Um, but when you go, "You know what?" And this is again sincerely, I something that I really love about you is how you really stop what you're doing and listen to people. You don't just uh-huh, uh-huh. You can tell you're intently listening and and I love that about you. And they're like, wow, and it just really takes people aback because we're not used to that. We're used to everywhere, school, work, everywhere, what you're doing wrong, what you're doing wrong, what you're doing wrong. And so that just transforms things. And that's what I feel is the message for you for today. So that's what you have, Jazz. So many blessings for you. All right. Hey, Nikita. Hello. I am great. How are you? Hopefully you're doing well. And you want to know what are Yogesh's next actions for you. Let me just make sure here. All right. Very good. All right. Just making sure. So the next free reading is for you. And let's see what Spirit wants you to know about Yogesh and their next actions. Let's take a look here. All right. Okay. And they want those as well. All right. Let's see what we got here. Well, so there's some little confusion, a little emotional fog going on here with Yogesh. And I feel like it's because he's in emperor mode, which is fiery Aries type energy, but it's really trying to find stability and get control of their lives. And so that's where this emotional fog is in, because I feel like they're totally not focused on emotion whatsoever. They are focused in on the outside world and trying to get things in order and, the things in their control. And I see that here. I mean, they are kind of bouncing back and forth in making decisions. They're like standing here and their mind is taking them this way, but the moon is their heart, and their heart's trying to get their attention, saying, over here, you know, and that's where the emotional confusion is in, because they're like, what? No, 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 focused over here. And so this feels like emotional noise to them, and they're like, I'm just going to focus on this because this I get. That's confusing to me. And you can see here, I mean, these are like the two things that they're being torn between. Here's the emotions, the new emotions, the feelings of love. So, they're there, but I feel like they're being distracted by this coin, this fear of having enough. Where am I going to get my sustenance in each moment? I need to have this complete. I need to get all this stuff in order. And they're talking much faster in my head, but I don't want to give anyone a headache listening because it's just like, what about this? What about that? What about that? What about this? And it's just like, it's exhausting me just hearing all the stuff that's going through their mind and what they're trying to control in the outside world. It's like an emperor trying to take over a nation. It's like, wow, a lot of energy, but their emotions are this confusion over here. So I feel like their next actions for you are going to be a little bit in the future once they feel more secure in the outside world. Right now, I feel like they have their emotions on hold as they're working in that outside. Let me see if they'll give me anything else here. Yeah. So it's good. You got the Wheel of Fortune, which means things will be changing and moving toward what you would feel is fortunate for you. So just give it a little bit of time. The wheels are turning. They're just turning kind of slow. So while we wait, while the wheels are turning and we're waiting, the biggest thing that we can do to help things go faster is to work on our own self-love and have that attention put into that, because what we can only love others to the extent we love ourselves, and also only receive love from others to the extent we love ourselves. So if we love ourselves a little tiny bit, it's going to be dripping in and dripping out. But the more we expand our self-love, then it's more of a flow and a bigger flow into the outside world as well. And that's generally why there's a pause, is Spirit giving us time to work on us while that they're working things out too, so that when we come together, we're not, coming across a mess on both sides, right? It's like, oh, it's more conducive, it's more connected, it's more at the same vibration. So that's what they have for you right now, Nikita. So Wheel of Fortune's a good card. It means it's coming sooner than later. but there's still time to work on your self love. So that's what they have for you there. Okay. Just making sure. So I got an email, but I wanted to make sure it wasn't a donation because, of course, we do have. Let me see here. For Venmo, I actually have the link in the description of the video. So if you click on that, that should take you right to it, Gmon. So yeah, because I think you do it by email, right? So I don't think it has Mystic Tarot in there. So if you check out the description box of the video, I don't have that here in front of me, and I don't want to accidentally close and shut everything down. It happens. But if you check that out, that should take care of that for you. So thank you. And as soon as you make the donation, I will make you a top priority. But while we're waiting, I'll go on to the next free reading, which is Christy O'Connor. Hello, hello. I am having a great evening. Hopefully, you are having a great evening too. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah. I learn a lot from spirit too. I learn a lot from I'm like sitting in the background, like in the back seat while they're all doing the talking. And I'm like, oh, that's good. I'm gonna apply that too. So yeah, an angel message card. Absolutely. Let's say I've got angel guide, asker guide, angel and ancestor oracle, but I do am being drawn to the angel guide oracle for you. So let's take a look here. See what message they have. Okay. Very beautiful card. Look at that. Learning experience. This reminds me of the hermit card, right? With the because they have the lantern and that brightness that's in there is of course your higher self in the spirit realm. So your message is that you have dedicated a lot of your time, your effort, and your energy to understanding yourself and the world, and have had many experiences recently that have been great teachers. You're like, heck yeah, I have. Even though not everything has been easy or perfect, there has been a positive in that you have come to understand yourself, your gifts, and your abilities better than ever. You are deeply connected to who you are, what you stand for, and what's important to you in life. And when this card appears for you, angels are acknowledging the challenges and obstacles you have surmounted recently. Although it may have been a difficult time for you, your faith and inner strength have increased. Know that the cloud has a silver lining, and you will soon have moved beyond the feeling of being stuck or unsupported. And the extended message for this says inner peace and a sense of security come from overcoming hardships. Without the challenges that life has presented to you, you wouldn't be the person you are today, right? This is a time for you to reflect on the incredible strength you have. No matter what has gone wrong for you, you've made your way through the darkness and into the light, right? You've overcome 100% of everything you've gone through because you are here today. And when this card appears for you, your angel guide is inviting you to ask yourself, what have I learned from this? And this card represents the teacher you have within. And through integrity and connection, you will be able to find a message within the mystery. And if you're still facing challenges, you're being encouraged to keep going and trust that the worst will soon be over. The light at the end of the tunnel is you. I like it. What a great message. So that is what your angel has to say for you. So they're giving you like a whoosh, a double high five, and with their wings too. They're like, kudos to you for what you've been through and what you've accomplished through all of that. So I like it. All right. So that's what they have for you, Christy. So many blessings to you. All right. And I don't see any donations yet. We'll keep on going down through the free ones. So, Anjali, you are up and you'd like spirit guidance on how you can handle Satish situation that's giving you anxiety, lack of clarity of action. Okay, let's take a look here. I know they have that place in your heart, like we talked about earlier today, right? They're like, how can I just get it out of me? Let's take a look here. Okay. Come on. They want that one right there. Okay. So I see. It's a struggle to get the card. So now I understand. Let's take a look. Refresh those and anything else. Oh, okay. So that's what they're saying. It takes a reshuffling sometimes. Yeah. So you've got the 9 of wands coming in here, which does show that block, that why can't I get past this? Why is there this wall in front of me, and I just feel like I can't get around it. I can't go above it or below it or through it or around it. And um, your higher self is here, the judgment card. This is your higher self and this is your human self. And they're saying, I have the answers. I turn to me, connect more with me, and I will reveal things to you. I'm going to show you your power, and that you actually have this Ace of Wands that you can grab onto, and you get to move it, and it allows you to move through this obstacle and move through. And it allows you to get past, like you said, the anxiety, lack of clarity is all about fear. Anxiety and confusion are human symptoms of being in fear, because when we go into fight or flight mode, we disappear and our cat mind kicks in, and so we are foggy, and it doesn't want us to be clear thinking because it wants us to fight, like hiss and fight or hiss and run. And so we don't have mental clarity. And so when we feel this, I just don't, it's because we're in fear. And so getting your power back is what your higher self wants to be able to show you. And and it does have to do with stepping out of our mind and more into our heart. And because that is where, into your high heart, with your higher self, because then that is what brings an ending and a new beginning and gets the wheels turning again to bring things out of your life that are fated to end, and move and then be able to go forward. So there is this message with the Wheel of Fortune and with the Two of Swords. That combination is interesting, because the Wheel of Fortune tells us that before we came down here, we chose, our higher self chose you as the avatar it's going to experience life through. You are a part of it. It shows when you're going to be born, when you'll slip back out and be fully spirit again out of your body, and all these fated events in your life, including fated events with people. So knowing that this interaction with Satish was ordered, and they'll show you the shipping order from your higher self with that signature, you're like, what are you doing to me? But even within each fated event, that's where we have the power of choice, which comes with the Two of Swords too. Every moment we're either choosing of a fear of losing a conditional love, or we're connected to the higher love. So every moment is a simple choice between one or the other. Neither is right or wrong. They just feel different. I mean, like anxiety, confusion, like we talked about, and all these emotions, restrictiveness, smallness, all those emotions that have a root of fear, anger, resentment, all those uncomfortable emotions come from those fears. And then we, of course, unconditional love feels a fantastic, joyful, laughter, uplifting, bright, because that's where we come from back home. And that's what we are used to. So when you handle this situation, they're basically saying that each moment you get to choose what you focus on, and what you're growing. And that's where that Nine of Wands comes in, is the Ace of Wands that is yours. Whatever you focus on is what grows. And if all you think about is Satish and what they've done and what they haven't done and what's missing and the pain and all that, it just continues to grow and gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Sometimes, like they showed, sometimes it just takes a reshuffle and a reboot and going, you know what? Today, I'm not going to focus on that. I want to focus on like starting a gratitude journal. And I'm going to write things that I'm grateful for in my life and what I do want to have come into my life. It's not going to be about them, it's going to be about everything else, anything else except for them. It's like reshuffle. Those cards are those. And now there's time for me to, I'm going to focus my complete energy on something else, because that's how that shrinks. That's how it becomes smaller. If you continue to feed the dark wolf gets bigger and invites more friends in, and they're all getting big and fat and muscular and, taking up space. And then, but you're like, I want to feed the white wolf. I want that to grow. You start the food that you have, instead of giving it to that, you're giving it to this. This starts to shrink and diminish. This starts to grow and get bigger. And that, what I feel, is like what they are having you do now, because it's how you have to stay out of fear. And gratitude is a fear killer, a fear destroyer. And so the more you can focus on, and I think like they're like going big time with a gratitude journal, not just one thing each day that you're grateful for, but all through the day. Whenever you start to get drifted this way, what am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? Start to get drawn. What am I grateful for? They're like, they want you to create a habit of not thinking about them, and focusing and rebooting and starting the energy in a different direction. So that's what they have for you right now, Anjali. So hang in there. Many blessings to you. Sending you tons and tons of love. And if I did voodoo, I would offer it, but I don't do negative energy. So there you go. Many blessings to you. All right. So Jiman, I don't know if I lost you. All right. So we'll continue going down the free readings and see what is up next. And we have beautiful Mira. And you like a general reading for what's coming to you soon. I like that. And I'm actually being drawn here to the Ask Your Guides deck. So let's take a look. See what is coming in. We got beautiful Mira and then beautiful Princess Pinky. All these beautiful people. All right. So beautiful Mira. What would Spirit like you to know about your general right now, today? Oh, look, you got gifts. Yay. And joy guides. Beautiful card there. And that is card number 6. If 6 is a significant number for you. And it says the universe is constantly showering you with gifts. The problem arises when so many of these divine offerings go unnoticed and are therefore unaccepted. So your joy guides are on hand, though, acting as messengers to help correct this problem. They ask you to start counting your blessings day after day, taking care not to miss any or take them for granted. So this I have a lot of readings this evening that are overlapping, right? So this could also be for you, Anjali, the energy. So I like it. So your joy guides delight in showering you with gifts and encourage you to expand your heart's capacity to receive all that they have to offer. Start each morning by asking them to surprise you with something wonderful during the day. Then, just before going to bed, list all the wonderful things they bestowed upon you. See how the list grows longer and longer each day. Excuse me, so sorry. So, see how the list grows longer and longer each day. Their only request is that you acknowledge these offerings and thank the Divine Mother and Father for their endless generosity. The Joy Guide's message to you: open your heart and expect good things to come. So I like it. I like it. All right. So that is their general message for you today, beautiful Mira. So many blessings coming your way. All right. All right. Well, thank you, Christy, so much for your donation. It's so generous. Thank you so much. Um, and did you have an additional question, or is that just the thank you? Because if you have something else, I'd be happy to pull cards for you. Um, so if you do, go ahead and pop it down there, and I'll look down there in a moment. But in the meantime, I will pull card here for beautiful Princess Pinky. And you want to know what is coming towards you. And I'm drawn to the Queen of the Moon Oracle for you. So let's see what they have. And thank all of you so much for all the thumbs up to. It's free, which is great, and it's perfect pricing. And it does help in great ways. You wouldn't think, what a little touch of a like button that helps. But that YouTube algorithm just eats them all up, and it wants to share more videos with other people as well. So thank you guys so much for doing that, because it is quite a blessing. All right. So beautiful, Princess Pinky. You've got who's coming towards you, and you have release. So you said who, not what, but Spirit knew. They're like, it's time to release. So let's see what they have going on here. Let, period, it, period, go, period. It's time to release anything that does not serve you. Old negative habits do not engage you anymore, as the payoff is not enough. You are ready to make room for bigger, brighter, more aligned things. And the affirmation for the card is I freely release what I no longer need. And it says there is a payoff if we decide to finally release something we no longer need. And the payoff is as individual as you are, but there will be a universal feeling of making space for something new. The secret to effectively releasing what no longer serves you is, in fact, knowing that the payoff will indeed be worth it. Which makes it super important to know what the positive payoff may be. For example, well, giving up a habit such as smoking, which we know is detrimental to our body in that it is cancer causing, among many other things, has payoffs. What the most important payoff is for you may be different for someone else who's giving up the habit. But it needs to be clear to your mind, body, and spirit what that payoff is. You might give up smoking so that your body feels healthier generally, or so that your children and those around you aren't exposed to the smoke and chemicals, that you live longer, or that all that money that you're wasting on cigarettes could be used for something that is more in line with what you really want, such as travel or home or a home. all of which are real payoffs for which it is worth releasing the habit. In magic, in particular in spellcraft, the art of release after raising power is vital to its effectiveness. Should we raise power without sending it out to the universe or deities in a focused way, it remains stagnant or stuck. And this can cause us to feel overwhelmed. And the companion stone for that is smoky quartz. And what I like about this, so when you're asking who's coming towards you and they brought this card in for you, they're saying what needs to be released to make room and space for that. What expectations, what fears, what restrictions, what old emotional pain and baggage, what are all this stuff that you're like, I need to declutter this out of there so I am different, because of otherwise if I don't do that and I'm doing the same things, I'm going to keep getting the same old stuff. I don't want that. I want to start new and I want something different than I had before, which requires some clearing out of things here, some clearing out of things here, some clearing out of things in your space. And I like that for you because they're saying it's going to be worth it, but there's some stuff that needs to go. And so that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you, Princess Pinky. All right. All right. I don't see another message or anything for Christy. So thank you, Christy, for your donation, for your reading. I very much appreciated. So much. So grateful. Thank you. All right. So double, triple, quadruple X, you are up. Let me take a quick sip here. Haven't been drinking my tea. It's already been an hour. My gosh. Whoosh. So, and at the top of the hour, I always do a public service message that we do donations do get your reading prioritized. So if someone makes a donation, I do step out of line, do that, and then move back in line and continue to go down in order for the free readings. So that is your public service message. Now back to the regular scheduled programming. So you'd like to know what's going on? Do you have so many attacks? Oh, okay. Let's take a look here. See, what is Spirit trying to tell you? What are all these mirrors coming around you for? All right. Appears these are the three. All right. So they're showing me that, and they were saying that these are mirrors. And sorry, it looked like it froze for a sec. So that these are mirrors. And when there's attacks coming, when people attack, that's the fight, or in fight or flight. That means something is triggering them. And as we always say, lately anyway, when the human mind goes, when fear kicks in, the human mind goes, and the cat mind takes over. And so they're hissing and attacking, or hissing and running away, or attacking and then running away. And so these attacks that are coming in are because people are in fear, people are feeling out of control and unsafe, and you just happen to be around, and that's what the human trigger of it is. But the reason why it's happening for you is because they are bringing you reflections to help you understand what your fears are, and going, what is going on? What does this mean about me? And so whatever these attacks are, if you take a deep breath and take a step backward, because right now, if when you get attacked, this is what we all feel like. Our mind gets very confused. We get emotionally unstable, and we just all feel clouded. Our heart beats fast, our adrenaline pumps in our body. We get dry mouthed. We get some of our muscles get sore. It's like all this stuff starts to happen. We become hyper vigilant and are looking. We can see stuff, and we're like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on? What's going on?" And that's when we go into fear, especially if we're getting attacked. We also go out of our mind, and our cat kicks in, we'll either fight back or run ourselves. And so they're showing, with this emotional confusion that comes in when you're attacked, taking deep breaths in through the nose, out through the nose, in through the mouth, out through the mouth helps get rid of the adrenaline so that you can think clearly. And then when you think clearly, you can look at it and go, okay, so what was this about? What did I learn about this? Why is this happening for me? You know, and you can look at it and go, okay, so when they were doing this, I felt like this. And so this is the fear that's triggered in there. And it's interesting because your other two cards are wish fulfillment card, but also about sustenance and where you get your um, everything you need in each moment, and how it feels insecure because we're looking to outside world people thinking they are the ones that bring it to us. They're the ones that are the source of our sustenance, and they, like all these attacks, are unstable, and so we get scared and we're like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to have enough. Something's going to happen. I'm going to get fired. I'm going to get thrown out into the streets. I'm going to starve to death, on the edge of town, and going to get eaten by coyotes and wolves because, this is the fears we have that are bubbling down underneath, and they start bubbling up when these triggers happen. And I feel like this is about worth, and it is about these fears are coming up to show you something about yourself and what your wishes really are, and understanding that it's not the human that will bring it, that is the source of it. They might be a shipping company that brings it here or there, but creator, source, universe, whatever you believe your higher power is the one that brings us our sustenance, what we need in each moment. May not be what we want, but they always know what we need, and they make sure we have what we need in each moment. And sometimes it's delivered by humans, but sometimes they don't even need that to bring it to us. And so there are these triggers, these attacks that are happening are for mirrors. And if you look for the patterns on what is all this all about, what are these attacks showing me? Because they'll continue to show themselves. I know, like, I had 5 longest term relationships, and I'm like, why do I keep attracting the same type of situations? And then later, Spirit, of course, said, well, we will continue sending the mirrors, showing you what you want to see about yourself until you see it. And so that's what, looking into these mirrors, it's important to look and see, what am I wanting to see about myself in these situations? Their actions are about them, but the mirror that you are looking into and the reflection you're seeing is about you, what you want to see on the inside. So that's what's going on with so many attacks. They're just showing you, big time. Here's all the lessons, and it's our shadow. They bring us things to see, and they don't do it in subtle ways. One of the examples I give a lot that Spirit's bringing back to me is, it was earlier this year, I think it was. Maybe it was the end of last year, but it didn't matter. But I had like 5 different people contact me within a week about death. Like, my mom had her neighbor pass away, someone's husband passed away, someone's friend passed away, someone's friend attempted suicide, and someone's mentor also passed away. And I'm just like, what is going on here? And that's the kind of attention sometimes that has to happen. And I'll admit, I'm not always the quickest tool and sharpest tool in the shed. Is that what they say? The quickest. See, example. But I'm like, oh, a 2x4. I get it. I see it now. Thank you. So sometimes that's what they do. They make it so obvious we cannot see past it. So that's what's going on with you as well. So many blessings to you there. Double, triple, quadruple X. Just look and see what you're seeing through that. All right. So keep going down the list here. All right. And let me just make sure I have the correct chat on here. Okay. Very good. All right. So next up is Skyfalls. Hello. And you would like to know if you're going to have a great new year. Let's take a look here. See what Spirit wants you to know about your great new year next year. Yeah. So I like this. The Naked Heart Tarot deck is what this is, and this is a specific card just for this deck, which is about following your heart, following your life's purpose. Let your heart lead you next year, and fly out of the darkness and into the light is what the moth says, and that you are brave and you are beautiful, and it is about being true to your heart next year. Let your heart guide, and you will have a great year because you have the moon card too, which is all about getting in tune with your emotions, trusting the cycles, diving deep into the unknown, and but it's also Mother Luna and taking care of yourself and focusing on you. And so it is a year of you following your heart, no more sacrificing your heart for all the mind and all those things. Because when you do, I feel like if you can get into your heart and truly go, what is my true wish? If I had a wish and I want something to come true, what would it be? How would I want to live? And boom, you get it. Because here's your wish fulfillment card and the sun card, one of the most victorious cards in the entire deck. So this is abundance, victory, wholeness, wish fulfillment coming in. And I feel like it all has to do with that. So four beautiful cards for you for sorry, I'm covering the microphone with my hand. Like, why did it go muffled? Probably because of me. So you've got all of these beautiful cards coming in for you for next year. But follow your heart, and it's going to lead you into this beautiful, beautiful path. So that's what they have for you, Skyfalls. Many blessings. All right. So keep going down the list here. You are very welcome. And so, Queen Angie, you are up and you'd like an angel message. Absolutely. Let's see which angel message. We do want the angels and ancestors are the ones that want to chat with you. So let's take a look here and see what comes through. Well, you got the direction guardian. Choose your path. Let's see what comes in here. This says connect with your deepest desires, then choose the path that will make your heart and soul sing. So this is kind of overlapping as well. I'm having a lot of that tonight. I love it. It reminds me, I went to see the Long Island medium. What is her name? Anyway, you know who it is. Big blonde hair, right? Teresa Caputo, that's her. So a friend, she was actually came to the town where we're at, and a friend took me, and it was amazing that, and when she came in, all these strangers that, like having someone whose son had passed, three people sitting next to each other, traffic accident is how they passed. Didn't know each other, randomly had bought tickets and sat next to each other, but the message, they all came together, and I kind of feel like this is an amazing thing. So when you have a message that are similar next to each other, just know that spirit knows, and they had you guys ask questions right around the same time too. They're smart. I like it. Okay. So back to this. The Direction Guardian card represents the angels of direction. And these amazing angels are the ones who come to us when we're at a crossroads and don't know which way to go, when we're unsure of what is right for us or of the bigger picture. They can help us know what is best for all involved. The direction guardian card refers to the vision of the Hebrew prophet Ezekiel, who's said to have seen an angel with four different faces. One was a child or a cherub, one was a bull, one was a lion, and one was an eagle. And these four faces show that angels can appear in many guises and guide us in many different directions, but always for our highest good. Your path isn't set in stone, and your angels and guides have no expectations for you, nor should you have any for yourself. There are many directions that you can take. None of them are wrong, as they all hold perfect opportunities to grow and to learn. But life is to be enjoyed and savored. So, if you know that there's a decision to be made, and particularly if you're feeling indecisive, choose the path you know is going to make you light up, and choose with your heart. That is what I just said to you, Project Skyfalls 2. So, Queen Angie, you might want to go back and listen to, rewind and listen to Project Skyfalls if you didn't, because I feel like your guys' path and message from Spirit is intertwined. So, that's what they have for you. So many blessings. This is funny. I just love it. All right. So, Cynthia, hello, hello. Yeah, she was a hoot, and that, of course, it was way back when her and Larry were still together. Larry is even more of a hoot than she is too. He was hilarious. All right. So, Cynthia, you are up. And anything for next week? Any action or anything, or just the same? So just the same. Ugh. Let's take a look here. So, what's going on next week for Cynthia that you'd like her to know? Anything exciting and new? Okay. All right. Anything else? Well, I like this for you because you got the sun card, which is like the one of the brightest victorious cards. So a big burst of sunlight in your life next week, something that just makes your heart sing and brings you joy. And so it just have a bright day there. I like the Two of Wands coming in here too, because the Two of Wands is your energy and a reminder of whatever you focus on is what grows. And so if you focus on what you're grateful for, and we talk about this a lot on this channel because that Two of Wands comes up a lot, or the Ace of Wands, and it's about focus. We are so powerful. We have this giant hose attached to our head that has energy constantly flowing out of it. And wherever we look is what expands and gets bigger and just multiplies. And I remember when Spirit taught me that, because I was like, why is that always getting bigger and da 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 da? And they're like, because you're looking at it. I go, well, what am I supposed to do? They're like, look over here. And I'm like, what? And they're like, look at what you're grateful for. Look at that. And it is life changing. And I'd be like, but that. And they kept on pointing back. Well, but look over here though. See, if you look over there, that expands. I go, but is that getting smaller? No, it's getting bigger. Like, because you're looking at it. Look over here. And so I love that, because with this brightness and this wonderful thing coming in, they're like, that is what happens when you focus on what you're grateful for and what you do want in your life. And then we just continue to see things get bigger and bigger and brighter and brighter. So I do like that for you, Cynthia. So it looks like you're going to have a little bit of a sunny time come in. So many blessings to you. All right. Angelina, you will be up next after that. You are very welcome, Anjali. All right. So let's take a look here. So we'd like for December, a general reading. And I do feel like your guides want to have a card here for the Ask Your Guides deck. Let's see what we got. What we got? All right. There it is. Psychic awareness, divine soul. I like it. The lotus. And you have card number 47. Says your divine soul is awakening, and with it, your psychic abilities are coming alive. So December is a month of things are a changing inside you, inside your spirit. More evolved and specific than basic intuition, your psychic faculties are giving you access to the fourth dimension. And they're coming into contact with enlightened helpers who can assist and guide you in beautiful ways. You may start accessing divine music or tap into new healing energies. You also may receive telepathic messages and have some visions. Ooh. So heed your newly aroused psychic faculties and don't doubt the specific and profound transmissions that are flowing to you. Record your dreams, believe in your hunches, and accept the symbols and signals being relayed to you from the psychic realm. Trust your vibes and embrace your psychic channels fully. What they're communicating is essential to fulfilling your purpose. Ask your divine soul to lead you because its message to you is embrace and trust what you receive. So, December is a month of a lot of communication coming from the spirit world. So, trust it, look for it, embrace it, record it, because I feel like this is a month of really expanding your gifts and trusting them in a big way. So, I like that for you, Angelina. So, many blessings to you. I like it. All right. Cutie Pie Aditi, you are the next free reading that is coming up here. Excuse me. And let's see here. Any messages from the universe? Nope, they've gone silent. So that's this week. So I'm just kidding. No, I didn't want to say that. That was probably one of my fears earlier on, but I've been reading cards for decades, over 25 years. And in the beginning, I was like, what if it ever stops? What if someone asks me a question? I'm like, I got nothing. I'm like, well, then there would be something else. So that's funny. Anyway, any messages from the universe for you? Right off the bat, boom. Shoo. They could have teased me, right? And nothing. And everybody like, snickering. It is funny. They do have a sense of humor. Quick story time with Bretta Zen. They I had some friends that wanted to learn how to read cards, and one of them, it was the partner of one of my friends, wasn't quite into it, and they were a jokester, and they were like, "Oh, I'm gonna get the death card. I'm gonna get the death card." I tell you what, the universe, they are hilarious. Every single reading that we took turns and learning and everything, they got the death card every time. And then when I was ending our session, I just was throwing one card to each of them, and it was just one card, and I go, and I bet you get the death card. Boom, the death card. And it didn't mean they were dying, but it was just their sense of humor about you know here, yeah, we're going to show you. So I loved it. It was really hilarious. So, Cutie Pie, you've got the message from the universe is it's time for a little bit of alone time with spirit. So the hermit card is you stepping back, going into your shell a little bit. You don't have to become a complete hermit, but definitely taking a lot of time if you can every day to really connect to the spirit world, because here's the star, the spirit world. And the Three of Cups is a special card between me and spirit that represent your spiritual posse, all of your guardian angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones on the other side, your ancestors, unicorns, fairies, leprechauns, whatever you believe those beings of unconditional love and light are. They would like some time alone with you, and they really want you to commune and communicate with them. What's this other one? Okay. Yeah, because they do have you looking back at some old emotions, doing some emotional reflection to leave behind emotions that no longer serve you, because this bear, he heads off to the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. And so they want this time here alone with you so that they can help you with the identification of these things and releasing them too, so that you can be free to move into something so glorious for your life. One, they're saying it's time. Tick tock, tick tock. This also helps bring balance into your world and allows you to really connect to your power of choice and your power in so many ways. You get a lot of energy back that you are investing in maintaining some old emotions, and you don't realize how emotionally charged it is and how much energy it's taking. And when those are released, you get this flood of energy that comes back, and you're like, wow, I didn't realize how much I was investing in maintaining it, nursing those. And now you get it back because it's released, and all that energy helps move you forward towards like a wish fulfillment type of experience. So I like it. So that's what they have for you, cutie pie Dee. They'd like to have a little date with you. So that is what they have. So many blessings. All right. So let's take a look here. So so the giveaway, um, if you mean the 30-minute giveaway, the 30-minute free personal recorded reading, if you go to the playlist here, let me just do that for everyone. It's a good time to just share it. So that's a giveaway playlist. And at the very top is the week special. I think it says something like special announcement weekly giveaway from now until the end of the year, something like that. If you go listen to that video, it'll tell you how you can um, enter those. And of course, those do have to do with the weekly energy updates. Let me take a look here. Yeah, and here is the link for those in case anyone needs those. Because I think the one that's in the video is November's or something, and this is December. So that's what you have. So if you have any questions, let us know. I'll continue going down and giving the free readings. So thanks for your interest in getting into the weekly giveaway. All right. So let's see. I was down to Hershey. You are the next free reading. So what does JM think of you currently? Like right now in this moment, what are they thinking of you? I start getting a little goofy at this point of my weekend since I've been on doing a lot of readings the last 3 days. So if I get a little playful and just go with it. Just give me grace. All right. So what do they think of you currently? You know, the movement of wands is the Knight of Wands. It's very passionate, very energetic. So they feel like you are, I mean, like a fire sign, right? Where you're just energetic, not childish, but childlike, I think a little bit, where you just have this excitement, this joy. If and when it's not joy, it's action, 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 movement, movement, movement. Excuse me just a second. So they see you as someone that's just fire, fire, fire. So sorry. And then you have the Spirit of Pentacles, which is the King of Pentacles in the Standard Tarot, which is abundance. And so they see you as someone that just exudes abundance. It just feels like you have a full life, and they see that. And so I feel like you always have something to do, always working on something, always it's like sitting down, not for me. Boom, boom, boom. Next thing, next thing, next thing. And and so they see that for there. I don't see like cups, but they see strength too. So they see that you have this inner strength, and that usually has to do with connection to your higher self and spirit. Okay. Again, joyful, a lot of joy, a lot of celebration, kind of peace of mind, stable mind. I don't know. Is that's kind of pushing it? Spirit. What do you mean? I'm just kidding. So they definitely see you as you got, you're going. You got your mind together. You're stable minded. You don't fly off the hook and go everywhere. And they have the death and the rebirth card here too. And so, you know, and I guess because we asked what they think of you, not what they feel about you, but they feel like you have like been through a rebirth several times. Like you remake yourself whenever you hit obstacles, you don't let it get at you down. You just become something else. It's like, well, you were a caterpillar. Well, I went to the cocoon and now I became caterpillar juice. Now look, I'm a butterfly. And then they're like, "Oh my god, you caught on fire and in your ashes. Now I'm a phoenix." It's like I almost feel you have fire energy, but I almost feel like it's Scorpio transformative, like you're always transformed. Maybe you have a lot of Scorpio in your chart or something, but I just feel like that's what they think of you in this way. So pretty impressive. I don't feel like there was any negative things in there, unless they're a huge introvert and then they're like, "Oh my god, you're just so active." But that also attracts people to you. Because when we are wanting something in ourselves, we'll generally, look for someone that will draw that out of us. We have the Three of Wands here too, though, which is about a change of direction. I don't feel like they're like going a different direction from you, though. I just feel like their whole way that they approach you and think of you and everything kind of changed. It's like uh, you know how some people have an impression of someone in the beginning and they're like, well, they're a lot of fun and everything else, but I bet they don't have a lot upstairs. And they were like, I was wrong. They're just like, they're fun. They got their life together. They're intelligent. And I think it just kind of threw them for a loop a little bit too. But not the Three of Cups is one thing that was like joy, 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 though. But I kind of feel like they're maybe a little intimidated. I don't know if they feel they can keep up, is kind of what I feel. But that's what they have for you right now, Hershey. So many blessings to you. All right. So, Megs, you will be the next free reading coming up. All right. And a love reading for the week. Does anyone remember the Love Boat with Gopher and Julie? For some reason, when you guys are asking for love readings, I'm hearing the theme song to the Love Boat. All right. So love reading for this week, Megs. Okay, I like that better. Okay, so this is good. We'll start off with this. So you have this balancing out of mindsets and thoughts and beliefs around love and around a relationship, which is good. There's this balancing. This is the Ace of Swords here, which allows you to connect to higher truths and understanding of love and relationship. Allows you to cut away a lot of the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets that keep us restricted and keeping us going in loops of disappointment and heartbreak. The reason I say that too, because you have the shadow bringing in the heartbreak card and the expectations equal disappointment here. And that's the job of our shadow, the job of the Saturn energy. It comes into our world and it just rattles our cage. It rattles all of our beliefs that we've had traditionally been given all our lives around something to show us that it's not true and that there's something, a higher truth around things. And so that can be like heartbreak as well. One of the big ones I learned is when someone cheats on you, it means you're not worthy of their, I'm going to say their obedience. uh, their, I can't think. But their faithfulness, that's the real word, not obedience. You must obey. But that's, something we're taught. I think every human is like when someone breaks, betrays a trust of a commitment, and it's about me. I'm not evidently not worth staying committed to. But we learn the higher truth, the rattling of the cage after number 2 and after number 3 and then number 4, it's like, "What are you trying to teach me through all this?" And it's like, "Oh, I see. So, this isn't about me, this is about them. This tells me that they're, um, you know, uh, unhappy and their actions are telling me about them, it's not about me." Now there's also higher truths in taking ownership of what did I see in the mirror looking back. And for me, it was that I was an enabler in codependent relationships. I would not allow them to give, I'd overgive, and it didn't, you know, make them feel good. They're like, "What can I do for you? Nothing. You won't let me do anything. You are, you know, I was such a strong enabler, I would take enablers and make them be the other side of codependency." And I learned through all of that of like, oh, wow. So when I wouldn't let them give to me, they would invest their energy in other things than me because I taught them not to give to me. And there's these things that we learn through all this. And so I feel like this balancing out, they're showing you things to release you from those, because when we are released from those thoughts and those beliefs that kept us in that direction, we're set free and it's beautiful. And you end old cycles and begin a new adventure, and you really step into your power as the King of Wands, and you understand how much you truly, how powerful you are, and your gifts and everything else too. So I feel like this week is this understanding of things you really are, being able to reflect on, and something triggers it, either something happening if you're in a relationship now, something triggers there, or you see someone that you had a relationship with, or a posting, or they contact you, something triggers where you're like, oh, wait a minute, I'm seeing a pattern here. For me, it was reading. I actually was journaling over 5 years, not every day or anything, but generally around when I was happy being single, and then when I would get into a relationship, I'd go dark in my journal because I was investing all my energy in them. Then the heartbreak would happen, and then the journaling started again, which was good because I was able to read through it and go, and it was just like this boom. I saw the pattern. And so I feel like that's the kind of stuff that will happen this week for you, Migs. So that's what they have. Many blessings to you. All right. So we'll keep going down the list here. Do you know the song, Rhonda? I'm not going to start singing it because one, it'll be stuck in my mind. It's already kind of back there trying to start up. I'm like, no, no, no. And if I say it and you guys know it, you'll be having it on your mind. All right. So Valverde, you are up and you'd like a general for January. All right. And they do. They want to go to the Queen of the Moon Oracle for you. Let's take a look and see what they want you to know for January. No. They're starting to try to play that soundtrack in my brain. I'm like, stop teasing me. So, Valverde, you've got gratitude going on. I like it. So, January is a month of things to be grateful for. Let's see what message comes in here. Card number 23. It says, be where you are and be thankful. There is always something to be grateful for, no matter your suffering. Gratitude raises a lower vibration to a higher one. Do not allow yourself to be surrounded by too many negative people. Life is conspiring for you. A little affirmation for the card is I joyfully turn my attention to what I'm grateful for. And as we enter the last quarter moon on the lunar cycle, the energies begin to turn towards surrender and release. To let go of what we no longer need, it behooves us to pay attention to what we have right now, both positive and negative. This attention, paying, and focus allows us to wisely discern and to be grateful for all of it. Yes, all of it. Because the nasty stuff, the stuff that is making us suffer right now, is already, it already happened, and we can take wisdom from this. However, now it's going because waxing crescent 4 and the dark moon are going to sort that out for you. And what we have left is the good stuff. And frankly, most of it is going to be great. It's great. Taking some time out on this moon to list a few things you feel grateful for will raise your vibrations and banish any resistance you have to ditching old, outmoded patterns. Doing this also turns your powerful focus away from a story you may have started to believe of everything going wrong or that life does terrible things to you. Gratitude is a balancer. In fact, it normally tips the scales to the positive. And the companion stone for that is ocean jasper. So if you're into stones, that is a stone for you. All right. So that's what they have for you, Valverde. Many blessings to you. All right. Rhonda, you are up. Yes, you know the song. Yeah, we do it right. Too funny. All right. So, Rhonda, you'd like an angel message or a general message. I feel an angel message coming for you, though, here. We've got the angel guide oracle coming in. So, let's take a look here. And thank you again, everyone, for all the thumbs up on this video. It just helps spread the love to the world. So, thank you so much for doing that and being a part of that. So, Rhonda, you've got ease and grace. Got a beautiful card there. I love the energy that they have, the flowing of their energy. And let's see what message comes in here. Check a trick link here. So, this is a time to learn and adapt. You're being guided to slow down, take your time, take in the current moment, and allow space for events to occur. You often put too much pressure and expectation on yourself. and this is not required. Also, with constant effort and rush, you'll find yourself becoming overwhelmed and tired. When you are too forceful, you use up too much energy, and that may hinder your progress at this time. If you're in a difficult situation at work or with other people, don't feel you have to prove your skills, your talents, or your worth. Just step back and breathe. And through grace, you will be seen, understood, and recognized for who you to flow like water. Don't feel the need to rush or force your way ahead. A gentle approach will be more rewarding. Have patience and move with subtlety and grace. Your angel guide is encouraging you to see life as a dance. One step at a time, you will make your way through this incredible journey, learning more and growing along the way. How can you move with more elegance? How can you slow down? How can you bring more grace and poise to your current situation? This is a time to soften, breathe, and move in a way that is steady but flowing. This information may come as a surprise or even a challenge to you, but your angels know it will be beneficial for what's coming your way next. I like it. I like it, Rhonda. It's like being on a boat, like a love boat, just going with the flow of the water. Come aboard because they're expecting you. See, it's starting. It's starting. All right. So that's what they have for you, Rhonda. All right. So, Kayla B, you have the next free reading coming up here. And let's see what they would like you to know around Nick committing to here. I feel like with these other cards that it seems like it'll head that way eventually. It feel with you've got you have the let me just show you here. Because you have the Hanged Man here, which the Hanged Man is about patience. It's kind of like a butterfly, how it takes time for the caterpillar to make the cocoon, to melt into caterpillar juice, to transform into the butterfly, to struggle to get out of the cocoon, to dry the wings, to get ready to flutter and fly, right? And so this is like it's going to take some time for that to happen. Dun, 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 dun. You have the joy card. So from this can mean different things, but I really feel like this is about joy. Joy comes eventually, but it takes its time. And you do have the king here. The spirit of pentacles is the king of pentacles. It reminded me though of the knight of pentacles, which is also about slow moviness. But this is about you, the big thing that the King of Pentacles learns while they're waiting, this waiting period you have while it's loading, taking forever to load, is a new way of looking at your worth in relation to the outside world. And that's why the slowness is there. The more you work on your own self-love and your own self-worth and really question these subconscious things that are underneath, then that starts to speed up things. It starts to clear away clogs that allow things to move faster towards that end, towards that joy. And the thing that they first was we were looking at is the Six of Pentacles, which is the codependency awareness card that comes up so much in relationship readings, regardless of what deck I use. And it is about understanding the tendency that you have to overgive and the clarity around the exchange rate you feel you have and how much you have to give in order to receive. Usually it's 100 to 1, 1,000 to 1, where you feel like you need to give and give and give and give, and then you only deserve this much. And it goes back to childhood. It goes back into our earlier years, which, when we look at how much did I have to do to get my parents' attention or the coach's attention or my teacher's attention or a grandparent or friends or whatever. I had to do extreme things to get a little back. And that just kind of became our acceptable exchange rate when we were younger. Didn't know any better. And then it went down into our subconscious and it's been running underneath there. And that's one of the big things they want you to look at during this time of pause or slowness, because then that allows you to enter into a healthier relationship than what you've had in the past. We do what we always did, we get what we always got. And so they are saying, we uh, are ready for something new for you. And that's why there's this slowness of this relationship, because they don't want you to jump into it and do the same things and they do the same things. And then, you overgive and become exhausted and then resentful. We don't allow them to give. And so they get tired of that and they end up becoming workaholics or having affairs or um, always going to the gym or having a hobby or spending time with other friends, because that's where they can give, because we won't allow them to give that much to us because we can't keep up with that exchange rate. If they want to give us 10 and it's 100 to 1, and that's what, 1,000 or something. If I knew my math right now, my brain's frying though. So you understand the exchange rate is like, no, you can only give me 1, so I can give you 100. If you give me 10, then that means I have to give you 1,000 and I don't have it in me, and so there's this beautiful, beautiful unfolding on this for you. I feel like if you do that inner work, they will. It just, otherwise they might commit and then end up going outside the relationship. But if you do that inner work, they'll commit and it'll end up going into joy instead of heartache. So, that's what they have for you, Kayla. So many blessings to you. You got it. You got this. I know you do. So that is what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right. Yeah. Right, Rhonda. Yeah, I know. I hear that patience. I'm like, no, more patience. All right. So, Mother Gaia, you are the next free reading coming up, and you would love a message from Spirit. Actually, absolutely. And I am being drawn here to the angels and ancestor. Like that Queen of the Moon Oracle was eyeing me, but the angels and ancestors Oracle were like, no, me. So let's see what they have, Mother Gaia. Probably because there's a Mother Gaia card in here that's going to come out. We'll see. No Mother Gaia. But close. It is spring. See your seeds grow. Beautiful card. A wascally wabbit. And I think spring, those are in the back here. All right. Embrace the change that is on the horizon. Allow your dreams to become reality. Spring is an exciting time because it has so much potential. Animals are coming out of hibernation. Flowers are pushing up through the soil, and the days are getting lighter and brighter. The spring card features a wild hare because in Celtic animal medicine, the hare brings intuition and rebirth. Hares are highly fertile beings, and so their medicine can bring dreams to life. And the extended message on that is you are ready to bring to life all of your ideas, your inspirations, and your projects. When this card appears, you're moving into a space that allows you to really grow, expand, and create in a way you've never done before. There are opportunities for abundance, including financial growth. And if you're starting something new, prepare for a major expansion in your life and soul. When the spring card arrives, it can also indicate that the coming spring will usher in important energies with regards to your question or intentions. I like it. So, depending on where you're at in the world, you are in spring right now. Otherwise, it'll be a little bit of time. But I like that for you, Mother Gaia. So many blessings to you. All right. So, Mars, you will be the next free reading coming up here. Oh, I lost. There I am. And so you hope this isn't redundant, but you're curious how your masculine feels now after the falling out you might have had. You're so worried. Okay, let's take a look here. You know what? We can ask as many times as we need to. That's what we're here for. I'm just the radio station. They're the radio program. So let's take a look here. What would you like Mars to know about this interaction with the masculine? Okay. Well, you got some masculine energy here. So let's take a look. You have the Spirit of Cups. The Spirit of Cups is the King of Cups. And the King of Cups, he rolls over water, but he also is given air. And so this is the balance between heart and mind. And so, like their feelings, they're going back and forth between their heart and their mind, you know, um, thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, and then also emotions. And so back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And they got the movement of wands, which is the Knight of Wands. And so there is passion. There is, I feel like they're temperamental. Maybe are they a fire sign? I don't think you said that they were, but I feel like they are a frying pan. They heat up and then they cool off. Um, but I feel like they still are going back and forth between their heart and their mind, their heart and their mind. They fire up and then they cool down and they think about things. And then they fire up and then they cool down and they think about things. It's like on this loop. It's kind of like the infinity symbol. I feel like it's going around and around and around and around. Now, your intuition is telling you things, which would be your higher self telling you things. But if they're fearful things, then that's not your intuition. That's your mind, your fears of losing conditional love kicking in. That's more our shadow self, the little child in us going, I feel uncomfortable, I'm scared, and it sends things. That's not your gut. That's your human heart going into fight or flight mode. So be aware of what that is and the difference between the two, which I know you do, because you have the moon, which is truly get away from everything. I almost feel like high priestess energy of step away, try to get away from all the noise, really balance, really center, do ritual, whatever you need to do to feel the connection, and really see what's below the surface, what's bubbling down underneath there. Because I feel your higher self, is wanting to bring things to light. I mean, this is why this situation happened, right? It wasn't an accident. We're not on an out of control drama train that's going to, leap off the tracks and explode. All these situations are fated. They're mirrors for us to show us something. And so, what's important is like they are doing their inner reflection. They are looking at, back and forth between their heart and mind. You can't change minds. You can't control situations. You can only change hearts. And that's any of us can do. We can only change hearts. And we change hearts by giving unconditional love. But the reflection that comes in with all this is on purpose for purpose, and that is what the moon usually has a lake, and there's some reflection that goes in into that. because it's important for you to understand where these fears are, because they're bubbling below the surface, but they're wanting to come up. And that's what your higher self has brought all these situations for you to be able to see that and go, what is my fear? What is this fear? What is this false fear? Right. Um, what does fear stand for? False. Was it false energy appearing real or something? I forget what the E stands for now, but it's fear is false, things that appear real. And it's like, oh, okay. So what is really going on here? And because it's important for you to reflect on it right now, because the Sky Father is coming in here, and there they are winking at you. But it is about stability. The number four is about stability in the outside life, and it is about understanding, what do I need to feel stable? And fears are what make us feel unstable, and I feel like that is what it keeps coming up here for you, because it wants to be heard, it wants to be seen, and now is the time, because otherwise it'll keep coming back anyway. So they're just like, take a deep breath, take a step back. Again, I feel like a ritual. I don't know why ritual. I don't say that a lot, but ritual is coming up, and it's whatever kind of process or ritual you have to uh, get grounded, get calmness, step away, and truly connect deeply, and making sure that fineness between the intuition, like the gut, and what those whispers of fear are. So that's what they have for you right now, Mars. So hang in there. I'm sending you a lot of love and a lot of blessings to you. All right. So that is what is going on right now. All right. So, hey, Mary the Aries. Hello. And we took care of Neptune already. Neptune. All right. So, can we do a general for a career for you? And can you tell you the current feelings, energy of Cancer to you? All right. Yeah, let's take a look here, Mary, and see what is up. So, we'll look at career. What does Spirit want you to know about career? Okay. Oh, anything else about career? Okay. Okay. And then tell me about the energies between Cancer and Mary. Tell you, I'm getting sillier and sillier as the night goes on, and you guys are in trouble. Okay. So, Mary, about business. Now, business, there's going to be some changes, I think, here, because you've got the Three of Swords and the Movement of Swords. So, this is the expectations not unfolding exactly as you want them to, which equals, that means we get a little disappointed. But you also have the Movement of Swords, which is the movement of thoughts and ideas. So I feel like there's new ideas coming in, because things aren't quite working out the way that you wanted them to here. And so, this is, good coming in there. Um, and we've got the rebirth card, the death and the rebirth, and the double endings and double new beginnings with the two X's here. But this also was talking about your higher self is calling you into something that is more in alignment with your heart, and with you, um, feeling like you're living your dream, and that you're not existing, and there's not conflict, and there's not disappointment. Um, and I feel this leaks over into the feelings and the energy of Cancer, because you've got the Nine of Pentacles, which the nine is the independence. You're not alone. You've got beautiful flamingo spirit with you. This represents the spirit world. You have your whole posse of support that helps you feel this wholeness and this completeness. this abundance in your life, but it's on your own. The 9 is about, uh, being they usually have someone in a garden, like it's a maiden by herself with a bird, which is with spirit, but she doesn't have any other humans with her. She has her independence within herself, and she feels strong, and she doesn't need the outside world to make her feel full. So that's both in relationship and in work. You're finding this inner satisfaction, this inner sense of your worth, not defining yourself by the outside. You're allowing yourself to define yourself. What self worth is we do that when we define ourselves by the outside world. We call that retail price, because that's how much we feel we are worth to others, not really our inner worth. And the 6 of Pentacles, is always comes up in relationships. Like I say, I'm surprised when it doesn't show up these days, which is the codependency awareness card about how we overgive and what our exchange rate is and what we feel we have to do and what we deserve back. I have to give all this, and oh yeah, give me a crumb. That's okay. I just gave you a 5-course meal. The crumb is what I deserve. Thank you. It's that I love that 9 of Pentacles in combination with that 6 of Pentacles, especially with the relationship, because it is you finding this um, inner strength and this clarity about what you deserve and who you are and your overall worth. And I feel like it allows you to go it takes it allows you to see the big picture. It gives you clarity. It's like, okay, yeah, I started to go in of giving myself away, and me being the one that's always compromising, the one that's always giving and over giving. But I need to allow other people to give to me, and I need to allow this 50-50 equal, and I can step back and I can give space both in work and in relationship, and I get to live what I want too, but I don't have to make everything okay for everyone else, is what I feel. So that's what I have for you, Mary. So hang in there. Many blessings to you. All right. So we'll keep on going down the list here. We are at the top of the hour, or a little bit. Hello, hello. um, so I am going to only be on for less than 30 more minutes. And so donations do get priority. So if you want to make sure I get to your reading, I will make sure I complete all donations before I complete my session this evening. And if I don't get down to you, I do have a ton of free videos that I already have pre-recorded. Pick a cards, weekly energy updates, December monthlies, and a variety of others. So if you're not able to make a donation, I totally understand. And if you, but you need an answer tonight, just if you go to my, and I don't get to you, go to my playlists on my main page and just follow your heart. Spirit will guide you to the video with the message for you there. I am here every night, and then also on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings. So I'm always there. And then also, I do offer personal readings. All that information's in the description box of the video. What else? What else? Oh, and I posted just a little bit ago. I have the playlist in the description box of the video too of my weekly giveaway. And I do give away one a week, a 30-minute personal recorded reading as well. So a lot of opportunities out there. So that is the spiel, and that has been your public service announcement. So back to free readings, and I'll try to get through as many as I possibly can before my time is up here. All right. So D Delaria, Delara, if I'm murdering that, my apologies. You can ask a question, and you do. Okay, I do see you ask a question down there. And hey, Garnet, thumbs up. Thank you for your thumbs up, and thank everyone for all the thumbs up you gave the video. It does help out my channel too, and it's the perfect price. Free. It just takes a little boop, And then boom, the YouTube algorithm is very happy. All right. So there you go. What is Damra's feelings and next moves towards you? All right, let's take a look here. So what are Damra's feelings? Ooh. And next actions. All right. So their current feelings for you. Wow. So I don't. So I shouldn't say that. People are like, what do you see? I was just like, well, interesting that. So you have the 10 of Wands, which is about a lot of energy invested, and you have the King, the Spirit of Wands as well, which shows standing in their power and understanding it. And I feel like when they're looking at what's I feel like this is what's going on in their life though. I don't feel like this is directed towards you. I just feel like they feel so burdened. This is also the entrepreneur card. So if he owns his own business or he's like in management, I feel like he's just all his energy is being taken here. And it's not towards you. It's toward whatever this I feel like he's in like his own business type of energy. And he's just like constantly has no more energy left over because he's pouring it all into trying to move forward in something. Um, because he also has the Spirit of Pentacles, which is the King of Pentacles, which has to do with about abundance and the outside life too. That's why I feel like with those two kings, these two is like that's where all the energy is being invested in is their business and their outside world trying to get things sustained and solid the way they want it to be. They've got the 8 of Swords here, which swords are their thoughts, their beliefs, their mindsets, their attitudes, their expectations. And the 8 of Swords is about them realizing their thoughts and their beliefs that are making them feel restricted and small and blinded and bound. And so they are investing a lot of energy in their outside world, but I feel like they're also realizing, at least in their minds, I don't see their heart here. Well, I'll tell you that in a sec, but it's like they're starting to think about what is it? What is it that I can't get ahead is what I feel is coming in there. Because the two of Swords here is they're very much consumed with their mind. When I said I don't feel like I see their heart there, well, the heart is this one over here with the moon. You know, they're so focused on their mind that they're not investing a lot of energy into their heart right now. But don't give up. Because there is the Ace of Pentacles, which is about new opportunity coming your way soon around this. And I feel like they're getting ahead, or I feel like they're getting toward the end of the year and they're just going to be like, all right, I've done this all year long and I just need to take some time off. And then they're like, hey, do you want to go get coffee? I've got an hour. And you're like, gee, thanks. But if you feel so inclined, accept the offer to go be able to spend some time with them. But just know that they are consumed and have so much. They don't have a whole lot to give right now in their life. And if you're okay with it, then go with the flow, right? But that's what they have for you. So hang in there. Many blessings for you. All right. Keep on going down the list. All right. Very good. So, Kavya, you are up and you'd like a spirit guide message for your family situation. Okay. Let's take a look here. And I am being drawn to the Queen of the Moon Oracle for you. Let's see what they have for you for your family situation. right. Let's take a look here. Whoa. There we go. Self-reflection. So card 17. And let's see what comes in here for you. Mirrors, mirrors everywhere, right? It says, be curious about your own nature. Choose to turn inwards to quietly contemplate who and what you are and what you want. The more you know about yourself, the more you're able to steer yourself well. Know what you believe and why, yet be open to the development of new beliefs and ways of being. They have a little affirmation that says, I am not afraid to look deeply at myself in all aspects. It says both scientists and spiritual practitioners believe there is much benefit to be had in self-reflection. The process involves us thinking about what is happening, how we react, and make sense of it. And it exposes our strengths and our weaknesses and gives us, I like weaknesses, replace that with fears. It exposes our strengths and our fears and gives us information to make changes if we choose to. It gives us a small peek into the busyness of life and allows our brain to make some sense of the chaos we experience each day. As self-reflection is something we all can benefit from doing, why don't we do it? First, self-reflection does require us to slow down somewhat and turn our awareness inward, something that does not come naturally to some, and especially not the highly extroverted. Starting small and maybe getting assistance with someone else as a guide can solve this. Second, some people are not sure exactly how to self-reflect and so do not try. To change this, examine the various ways to self-reflect during a regular 5-minute recap of the day as you commute home or before dinner. Just sit quietly and think about all that has happened and your reactions to it, um, on this moon, every moon cycle, which this is the waning gibbous. Record how you feel each day. There are many ways to self-reflect, and not one will, and one will suit you. Third, some people self-reflect, but when they do, they don't like the feelings of vulnerability, anger, guilt, or even defensiveness this can incur. Why go there when it isn't pleasant? Here is where we grow our self-responsibility. Short-term pain will certainly be worth long-term gain if we do not ignore the elephant in the room. A regular practice of self-reflection allows us to intercede before problems get too big. We can, for example, catch ourselves before something gets way out of hand. We can apologize and make amends to someone for our fear, expressing our fear, and we can catch those fearful patterns and stop them in our tracks. The theme of this moon, of which this is the first in the gibbous, is the process of self-reflection and building resilience. And the companion stone for that is Tiger's Eye. So if you have Tiger's Eye, that can help with that energy. So with the family situation, they're saying really focusing on your own self-reflection and looking at yourself. You can't control them. You can't change minds. All you can do is change hearts by loving. But the biggest thing you can do is sweep in front of your own door and go, what am I feeling in this? What am I learning through this? When I look at them, what is the reflection about myself? And then, like, if we say that person's being disrespectful to me, okay, how am I being disrespectful to myself? Why am I seeing this in the mirror? And it's like, okay, like for me, whenever that came up, I was being disrespectful to myself by looking for my definition in someone else. It's like, that's not respecting me. The big thing was I would get into a relationship and I would sacrifice everything for them, my friends, my dreams, my whatever, blah, 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 my income. And it's like, oh, it's all for them. Like, that's not respecting you. And so there's this awareness that can come with that self reflection. And I feel that's what they are having you as far as advice for you right now regarding that. So many blessings. If you need any help with that, let me know. I've done a ton of self reflection, or even if you check out Byron Katie on YouTube or her website, The Work, THEWORK.com. And at the very top, there's the uh, something like how to complete the worksheet or how to whatever. It's at the very top, and it's a wonderful reflection tool. So if you're interested. All right, that's what they have for you. All right, we'll keep going down the list here. And we are on, let's see, we did Neptune. Hey, Jalen, thanks again for all that. Daria. All right. And Kiana, we actually are on you. Perfect timing. So you are a Pisces. I have a ton of Pisces in my chart, and a lot. So a lot of tarot readers give you a warning of your future love, which is going to be toxic and karmic. Oh my God. I'm going to become a nun and move away. Forget relationships. Let's find out what Spirit has to say. Tell us about future love, please. All right. So here you are showing yourself the Heart of Cups, the Queen of Cups. So all your Pisces water energy. And so the Spirit is saying, trust your heart, trust your intuition. It's very heightened. You were born with it in your chart. It is natural for you. So trust that. But also be aware of your mind, because your mind is where um, that this would come from. And this is a good card to get. Both of these cards are a good combination together because this little mouse, he's not dead. He's just exhausted. All these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets and these attitudes, all this belief about yourself that are rooted in the fear of losing conditional love, all these about what a relationship is supposed to be, should be, need to be, all of these about who they are supposed to be, should be, need to be. This is exhausting. And the 10 is you're ready. You are sick and tired of being sick and tired. You are tired of doing what you always did and get what you always got. And I feel like when they were looking and these other individuals that were talking about your future ones are toxic and karma, and it's because old ways of thinking, if they're not changed, we keep repeating the old patterns. But I feel like with this death and rebirth, like we said, sick and tired of feeling sick and tired of doing what you always did and getting what you always got. And so you're ready for this release. You're ready for this change. You're ready for this reflection because that Queen of Cups, you are so talented. You not only do you rule over water, but you also get a second portion of water, which allows you to go dive deep like the whale. You can go to depths into your emotions and into your unconscious and your subconscious that it takes people special equipment to get down there. You just naturally can go there. And in doing this and really looking at, what are these expectations, all of these rules that were given to you and that you have, that relationships have to fit in here. Just that's what makes them so full of fear, because we fear we're going to make a mistake and break one of the rules and then it's all over. And we live in this constant fear. But as we let those go, that's where this beautiful energy moves back in for you. All that energy that you're using to maintain all these swords and try to live up to all those expectations and trying to make other people live up to them, trying to police them, exhausting. Well, when you let those go, the more of those expectations that you drop away, the more energy that you get back and the more power you feel. All that energy you're invested in those emotions and to do all that comes back here. And so you feel this energy return and this brightness, and you're able to focus that energy in different ways than where you were doing it before, which does result in the King of Pentacles, which is abundance in your outside world, in a lot of ways. And so it does open up the possibilities. It also changes uh, that with the Ace of Pentacles, that the King is able to grasp because he's been through the entire Pentacle suit. He knows uh, that doing this reflection, really the wisdom that the outside world is so unstable, he turns inward and he is able to look and see his worth in a completely different way than he ever has before. And this changes the energy of what you attract. If you don't do that, then you continue to do what you always did, and you're magnetized, so you attract what you always attract, because we always have the same mirrors return. I know this personally over and over and over again, because they're showing us what we want to see, and they'll continue to show us what we want to see until we see it. And so this is what is coming in, really looking at all those thoughts and those beliefs. Like, this is what a relationship is supposed to be. If you hear any words out of your mouth or in your mind about a relationship that are supposed to, should, need to, have to, must, those kind of words are expectations. Those are limitations. Those are rooted in the fear of losing conditional love. So you can look at that and go, what truth is in these? And is it really something that I want to be part of my life? So that's what they have for you, Kana. So many blessings to you. All right. So we'll keep going down here. Let me see here. All right. So I only have a couple minutes left. So if anyone is wanting to make any donations to make sure that they're able to get a reading in this session, now is the time, because I will do one last reading here, free reading, which is for Deidre Montez. And then, of course, anyone that makes a donation, I make sure that one's done before I end the session. And then if you needed an answer tonight and I wasn't able to get down to, I know the list gets very long, very fast. And over 2.5 hours, I cover a lot, but there still is a lot left. And I wish I could cover everyone's, but 2.5 hours is, I need to maintain balance. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. You're picking up what I'm putting down. But I do have a lot of free readings, recorded readings on my playlists, pick a cards and all that. And so if you want to check that out, just click on my name and it'll take you to my main page, and the playlists are all there. Just follow your heart and spirit will guide you to the one with the message for you there. I am here every night, and then also Friday, Saturday, Sunday mornings. I offer personal readings. There's a slight cost for those, but it's a sliding scale, so you can see all that in the description of the of this video. And then the playlist about, I do give away one 30-minute free recorded reading a week for the rest of this year, one a week. And that playlist is also in the description box. So that is the spiel. Deidre, we will cover yours. And then if there are no other donations, then that will be the final for this evening. So Deidre, it can be any way, right? Whatever you pronounce it. Hey, you, Montez. a general card pull for this week. So let's take a look. And we are going to go to the Angel Guide Oracle. Let's see what they have here. All right. Came flying out here. And the card we love to get, divine timing. No, not that one. Put it back. Try again. Let's see what they have to say. So, life is always unfolding in the perfect time space sequence. So, angel wisdom is encouraging you to move into a state of trust, knowing that good things are always unfolding for you. You may find yourself feeling impatient and unsettled, but instead of letting your ego and imagination pull you into a downward spiral, trust that your prayers are being answered and your plans are coming to fruition in a way that is meeting your needs rather than your wants. Ugh. You may feel that your prayers aren't being answered or that your hopes aren't being realized, but you must know that the universe and your angels are always working toward the highest good and the highest outcome that will best serve you. When this card appears, trust in the process. The extended message for the card says this card is a sign that your hopes and dreams are unfolding. You may not think so, but you can remember that you may be working to human time, whereas God is always working on soul time, which can never be measured or rushed. You are being guided to know that your angel team is with you right now, encouraging you to call in support of heaven in aligning your current situation with love. Imagine yourself and your situation covered in golden light and ask angels to show you the way forward, knowing they are always working for your highest good. All right, that's not as bad. They made it seem nice about divine timing and trust. So I do like that. All right. So I don't see any donations there or down below. So that is the final for tonight. And again, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate all your love, all your support, all your sense of humor, all the love you give, all the thumbs up that help spread the love to the world. And also, again, thank you so much for subscribing. You guys have rocked my world in so many ways, made me feel so loved, and I definitely appreciate you all. So please know as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So have a great night or a great day wherever you're out in the world. And till I see you again, take care of yourself and you hang in there. Have a good night.